Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps and the Princess Academy collection, where I will be making 6 different soaps inspired by 6 different fictitious princesses. Today's soap is a little bit niche, okay? I knew that when I made it. I thought, I don't know how many people are going to understand this reference, but once I thought of it, I absolutely had to do it. That's right, we're talking about Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time. Little known fact, my family and I actually sat down whenever I was not married, so I don't know how many years ago that was, at least 6, and we watched the entire, like, front to back whole series of Adventure Time. My mom, my dad, Kenny, Simeon. I don't think Shelly was part of that. Maybe she was, but at least us 3 older ones. We watched the whole thing. My dad thinks that's one of the funniest shows ever. He absolutely loves the Ice King. He loves the Ice King. He thinks he's hilarious, but one of my favorites, like one of my absolute, I would die for her, she is such a queen, is Lumpy Space Princess. She's so moody, she just has such a bad attitude, and she's hilarious. Princess Bubblegum is sweet, you know, Marceline is really cool, but Lumpy Space Princess is just lumpy, grumpy, and fabulous. We have no choice but to stan. This is a really simple soap. It was a lot of fun. I absolutely love how it turned out, and I hope you do too. So without further ado, let's make some soap!
Whoa, Katie, where are the oils? Are you filming out of order? What is going on? Yeah, we're filming a little differently today because I have some soap columns or soap canes that I have to cut. I will show you. So here are today's soap canes. They are stars, as you can see. They've been cleaned up. Sometimes when you pull embeds like this out of the silicone mold, there's like little pieces around the edges. So we've planed them with a potato peeler and now they're nice and neat, but I can't fit 2 of them into this mold. As you can see, they would be too long and would overlap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark and cut off the excess. So here's the excess right here. Then I'll take it off to the side, make as straight a cut as I can so it all fits in just like so. And then to make sure that I have everything and that it'll fit perfectly, I will set both of these off in a pair, just like this, off to the side, so that when it's time to put them into the soap, I can just kind of like pick them up as if they're one unit, so I know it will fit perfectly. A lot of people ask me if I scent or fragrance my soap canes. The answer is no. Simply because I found that it doesn't really need it. The soap is fragrant enough as it is that if you just place a little bit, it's not that big a deal. You definitely could, but I just find for my personal soap making that the less complicated I can make embeds that are made out of cold process soap, the better, because they already are more time intensive, and removing one more element of, is this batch gonna work out, is typically advised. The colors that we use to make the star color is True Yellow from TKB Trading and Tennis Ball Breaker from Mad Micah's. It is mostly Tennis Ball Breaker. And yes, I do try to make this a little bit tight if I can. That way the soap samples from this particular batch look good. And there we go. Okay, so that one's a little more loose there, but you get the point. Set them off just like this, off to the side. I'll move my mold to the side, and now we can mix up the batch. Here are my oils, a little bit cooler today, but this soap is all one color, so nothing to worry about. Got my lye water solution here. Want to tell you a little bit about today's fragrance oil blend. It is from Nature's Garden. It is 75% black cherry balm and 25% Jammin' Rock Candy, which is, I believe, a Lush duplication. It smells absolutely phenomenal. It's such a sweet, without being kind of gross, fragrance, which I feel is perfect for little Lumpy, because even though she does have a bit of an attitude, we all know she's a big softy marshmallow on the inside. We're coloring this batch with Grape Ape from Mad Micah's, and I'm gonna go ahead and add it straight to our oils because, again, we're only doing one color, so it'll save us a little bit of time. It will also give us a little bit of insurance against any speckles that might happen. Sometimes with neon colorants like this one, they can be a little more speckly and it's harder to mix them completely. So mixing it in the batch beforehand is just a little bit helpful. And then into my lye water solution. My glasses are on, by the way. Safety first, always. I'm going to add some titanium dioxide. Just gonna dilute it directly into our lye water. Save us some dishes. All right, we'll start by blending up the titanium dioxide and the lye water solution. At this point in the soap making, before I pour my lye water solution into the oils, I'm adding all the fragrance oil. I've worked with both of these fragrances before and know that they perform exceptionally well with my recipe, so I'm not afraid of anything accelerating or getting it ricey or separating or anything like that. So we're just gonna add them right in, and then we'll go ahead and pour our lye water solution into our oils while blending. All right, now I can pour in my soap. I'm gonna go very slowly, try to avoid any air bubbles. It's still pretty runny. At this point, I feel like it's still a little bit runny, and because I do intend on texturing the top, it costs me absolutely no sleep to just let it sit here for a while. In fact, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more because that will ease my mind, just to have it a little bit fuller, because I know that these stars are gonna sink a little bit. But yeah, I'm probably gonna let this sit for 3 minutes or so before I do anything with it. Okay, I've let it sit for just a little bit now. I think I'm willing to go ahead and try putting this in. Okay, that held pretty good, I think. Just want to leave that right there. Trying to think about this. I'm trying to play my cards right, because I need to have enough space at the bottom for our stamp. I think I better go ahead and risk it just for the sake of time. Okay, that one sunk a little less. A star is actually a great shape to embed because you know if you have this part right here flat, then there will be no cracks. There's other shapes that are a little harder to get in. Circles are also super easy, but again, there are some shapes where it's just like, oh, I hope it got down into that. Everyone remembers my melt and pour snowman moment. That was hard. All right, that's looking good. I'm gonna start now by pouring a little bit of soap on the tops because this is the most important part to have covered. It is going to be textured, so I don't have to worry about everything being even, but we do need that complete star covered. So at first I thought, oh, I'll just spoon texture this top, but tell me that this doesn't kind of look like a cloud as is. I think I'll just leave it like this because this kind of looks cloudy. Obviously, I'll try to come in and make it even so that all of the stars are kind of equally covered, my bad. Gonna scrapey my big containy. So now I'm going to add a little bit of Sparkle Me Aqua Fairy Dust on top just to bring out her lamps. It kind of has a space princess vibe to it. This is a very like celestial, galactic looking mica. I'll tell you, I was really scared to make a soap like this because I just didn't know if anyone would care to buy a soap that was mainly one color. And I thought that about the Winnie the Pooh soap that I made last month, and I thought that about the cow soap. I was like, are people gonna like this? I just don't know. Like, it's a cute design, but it doesn't like have swirls or colors. And I'll tell you what, those two soaps sold out the first, like the Moo Moo Meadows was sold out on day one, and then Winnie the Pooh wasn't far after that. So clearly it was character driven and not necessarily about the complicated nature or color of the design, which is encouraging to me as an artist because it lets me know what you guys are actually interested in. Like, I don't want to make a whole bunch of soaps that you don't even like or you're not interested in watching. That's no fun. Lumpy's looking pretty dazzling at this point, like pretty darn dazzling. I'm really trying to make sure that I have like a copious amount of dust from every single angle. And then I'm going to lock it in with a little bit of 90% rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to spritz it again with my fairy dust. I just want to make sure that it gets really, really good and stuck to all those bars. I'm also going to turn it to the side just like this. I think that'll do. I think I got it. Now, I'm not going to bring you guys in for a close-up because look at it. I mean, it looks nice on top, but it's not like you need a dazzling close-up. What you see is what you get. Now, on the top of this bar, I am actually going to cover it. We do not have melt and pour soap canes in this design, so I feel pretty good about it being covered. If it goes through gel phase, that'll be fine. This lid comes with this mold. It's from Workshop Heritage. You can see right here. It comes with it, makes it really, really easy. You can stack up molds on top of one another. Super easy. Highly recommend. I will bring you guys back tomorrow, 18 to 24 hours, and we'll take a look at the inside, stamp them, see what we think after this quick commercial break. Well, 48 hours later, and we have a perfectly purple loaf of soap. Now, I will say, it's a little bit sticky. This fragrance oil of Jam and Rock Candy and the Black Cherry Bomb kind of makes soaps a little softer, which means it's actually great if you have like swirls or intricate designs to do, but you do kind of have to be careful when you're doing like one color like this. You need to make sure that you blend really, really well. So I'm just going to press down gently, pull one off of the side here, and this is what the soap looks like on the inside. Are you guys kind of seeing how this is going to come to life? We'll put a little stamp down here of a little angry face, and she's got a little lumpy top that's also super sparkly. And while I doubt the star being a little lopsided was intentional by Shelly, it actually is far more accurate to how the cartoon is, because her star on top isn't perfect. This is also greatly enhanced by both things being cold processed. Sometimes when you use melt and pour as an addition like this, it like gets this weird little ripple around the edges, and I hardly ever have that happen with cold processed soap. Also, if the star is slightly lopsided like these bars are, it may not be perfect every time. What we'll do is we'll just move her little face a little over so it'll look like she's, I don't know, in her little glob, she's looking to the side, so even that's not a big deal. I'm really pleased with the way this smells and looks. You can also see right here that I did take a little bit off with my cutter, and that's because I did not discount the oil amount for these bars, even though I added soap canes. So if you get one of these, you're getting more bang for your buck because the soaps are bigger and will therefore last longer, but they're not going to cost any more. Because these are so sticky, I'm going to let them sit for a couple of hours, maybe even a day before I come back and stamp them, because I don't want to get the stamp really messy and have it be a smeary design. Let's stamp a lumpy. Actually, let's stamp 3 of them. That'll be more fun. I'm just going to take a little bit of purple mica, because that's what I have on hand. I believe this is Tempest. It'll be nice and dark so that we get her face details accurately. I like to put all of my mica on a paper towel because I just feel like it helps absorb all the extra so you have less to tap off. I'm gonna place it on the soap and press down, wiggle it around, and this is what it looks like. It's a pretty simple design, so it comes out cleanly, and I'm I'm so in love. I'm so in love. It honestly looks better than I thought it was going to. I was like, okay, this will be cute, but this is really doing it for me. It's really easy to imagine the rest of Lumpy, which is really what I was kind of hoping for, was that if you saw like this amount, you could imagine the rest of her little floating purple lumps. And another one. So cute. Also, the purple turned out great, which we're really excited about. It really does look like the perfect lumpy purple. So there you go, the completed Lumpy Space Princess.
I mean, come on. Come on. It's so great. And the smell, divine. Super sweet, super fruity. I mean, it's honestly a little bit ironic because I'm not sure Lumpy Space Princess would love being like a super, super sweet smell, but she kind of has this like middle school girl vibe where I can see Lumpy Space Princess putting on like a whole bunch of Bath & Body Works body spray, can't you? I hope you guys loved it. If you want to get one of these bars or one of the other princess bars, they'll be available the first Saturday of May at royaltysoaps.com. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today. If you haven't ever seen Adventure Time and you enjoy kind of quirky humor, it's in what I would say like the SpongeBob category of humor. It is like a family-friendly version of Rick and Morty, if that's kind of your thing. It's just a little bit chaotic. It's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but if that is kind of your vibe, you may enjoy it. I would highly suggest watching one of the episodes with Lumpy Space Princess or Lemon Grab. The Lemon Grab twins. They are incredible. But of course, you know, I don't really care what you do. Just be sure you do something fun for yourself today. I hope you guys are having a marvelous springtime. We are soaking it up over here. Everything is nice and green. All of my tulips and daffodils and hyacinths are up. They make my whole pool area smell divine. I could go on, but I won't for your sake. Have an absolutely royal day. Bye for now. Meow.